Wednesday, January 18th, 2023, and it is 7:08. So we are going to do our roll call. Trustee Stahl. Present. Trustee Richardson. I think you actually have to say something. Trustee Warren.
Present.
Trustee Lazan. Here. Also present are all of the department heads and Sandy Whitmer and Jackie Davis, the assistant to the director. And just say myself and me. Also present is Jason Spoolman. All right. We're now on to the approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any changes? We probably don't need our closed session. So we're going to move items 19 and 20 from the agenda. Any other changes? Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Trustee Stahl and seconded by Trustee Warren. Voice vote, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is approved. We've already had our presentations. Are there any others? No. Any public comments?
We did not receive any.
You're our public, Jason. Would you like to comment?
Just so that everybody else hears, I was telling Sandy a couple months ago, back in December, my friend texted me to tell me that she was driving and listening to WGN, and they have, I think, Thankful Thursdays, and somebody had called in, having just heard about Sandy's retirement, and they were wanting to say they.
On WGN? Oh my gosh, how awesome is that?
It was my sister.
It's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's so fantastic. All right. Any correspondence? Page 3. So we have something from the DuPage Foundation. Basically saying we have a whopping $1,400 in the library designated fund.
No, that's not what it says. That says that we are getting a distribution
Oh, that's
of
what it says.
$1,400, which honestly is pretty miraculous because with the way the markets have been going, and this is an investment fund. Last year we got $1,200. So,
So we got to look it up.
yes,
I'm sorry, I did not read that page.
yes,
I apologize.
yes.
All right. All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. Secretary Stahl.
Okay. Item number A, approve minutes of the December 12th, 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting. Item B, approve minutes of the December 12th, 2022 Committee of the Whole closed session under separate cover. Item C, approve minutes of the December 14th, 2022 regular board meeting. Item D, receive and file financial report for November 2022. Item E, receive and file financial report for December 2022.
All right. Could I have a motion?
I move we accept the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Warren and seconded by Trustee Lazan. Trustee Stahl.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson.
Aye.
Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher votes aye. The consent agenda is passed. On the regular agenda, we need to do our payments. Have a motion? Page 24.
I move that we pay invoices in the amount of $96,344.76 for the period of December 15th, 2022 through January 18th, 2023, including electronic payments and checks number 9179 through 9229. Check number 9204 is voided.
Okay, the motion was made by Trustee Stahl and seconded by Trustee Richardson. Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson.
Aye.
Trustee Stahl.
Aye.
Trustee DeRocher votes aye. The motion passes. Right. Transfer of funds, someone else like to do that?
I move that we transfer $200,000 from the commercial checking account to operating checking.
Second.
A motion was made by trustee Warren and seconded by trustee Lazan. Trustee Richardson.
Aye.
Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Lazan.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll. Aye. And trustee DeRosa votes aye. All right, that passes. Moving on to, we have no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, changing the library director position title to executive director. That is on page 28 of your agenda. So it came to light, Jason, as we were going through everything that we had never officially changed the position title. Here we had advertised it as executive director on the recommendation of John Keister. And since that is the professional standard at the time, now seems to be the professional standard, we just went ahead and did it. And then there were some trustees that were not present and they were surprised about that. So we're going to go through a formal changing of the position here.
Which means I get to do it.
That's right.
Just a little bit.
Does anybody have any comments? Oh, we should probably make the motion and then we'll.
I move that we change library director position title to executive director.
Second.
Okay, so that motion was made by trustee Stoll and seconded by trustee Lazan. Any further comments about this change of the title position? No, we are all in agreement. Excellent. Let's go ahead and vote then. Trustee Lazan. Aye. Trustee Warren.
Aye.
Trustee Richardson.
Aye.
Trustee Stoll. Aye. Trustee DeRosa votes aye. Fantastic. We are on the library director's report. What have they got for us, Sandy?
Oh. Update on the candidate filings. So as you know, we have 3 seats that will be up for election in April. And the 3 people who have filed are Heather Stoll, Rick Warren, and Connie Schmidt. Connie actually is a resident who came to a few of our meetings, and I think probably most of you know Connie.
She had planned to be here tonight, but she's ill,
Oh,
so she is not here.
so, and there were no challenges received, and I have submitted the certification of ballot to DuPage County. So we are on track for that. Very exciting year. And just as far as my retirement timeline, I think we've talked about this before, but I just make sure everybody's aware that my last, I'm calling it semi-retirement date, is February 3rd. Jason will start Monday, February 6th. And then I plan to just run out my vacation. So officially my last day, if everything works the way I think it's going to work, is going to be March 17th, which just simply means that I'll be available to Jason if any questions come up. And I expect some questions to come up because I'm not leaving things perfect. So,
What?
but I will be available. Hey, it only took me 17 years to get over. But I'll be available then through that time to answer questions that might come up. That's all. And then, as you saw, you know, just my farewell and things, and really, truly, this has been a wonderful place to work. I know that you listed a lot of things that we accomplished, but I want to emphasize many ideas just come from the staff and they take the reins. I couldn't have survived COVID without this management team. Honestly, I think I was losing my mind. And Paul and Jamie, particularly Kathy, Jackie picked up slack too, but in terms of like a lot of those services that we did during COVID, that was really Paul and Jamie. They really took the reins and got curbside figured out how all of that was going to manage. So as much as I'd like to take credit for those things, I can't take credit because truly it came from the staff. They really managed things. So I'm really grateful for all of the support that I received, especially during those difficult times, they'll just say they were difficult times.
I understand those comments and I accept those comments. However, I would like to say, in respect to those comments, that the tenor of any organization is the tone that is set by the director, sets the tone for the rest of the staff, and your staff is empowered because of your leadership. And so there.
Hey, I won't argue, but you know, my.
Amelia, you have walked through a building. Everybody's had this experience. You've walked through a building where you know the leadership is not in the same mindset as the staff. You have done this. You have walked through a building like it feels palpable. That has never been true here. Never, ever been true here.
And I've heard some very interesting stories as people have learned about my retirement, some very interesting stories about things that happened to them before I came to this library that actually were like pretty much appalling. So that made me feel good that, yeah, there has been a shift in how things operate here. I had one Spanish-speaking person tell me that when they moved to Warrenville and came here to get their library cards, they were told to go to West Chicago, and they were not issued library cards, even though they lived in our library district. Horrified me. So we've made great strides. But and times have changed too, so people are a little more enlightened. I'd like to think people are more enlightened than they used to be. So, but again, right people in the right roles, and it's a testament to the entire staff and the board. We hear
I have to,
stories, so.
I have to agree with that for sure,
Okay.
that it's everybody working together. That is an excellent thing.
For sure.
But it still makes a big difference when you've got someone in a leadership role who's saying, this is what our organization is going to be like. Early on, I moved to Warrenville in 2002, and I came to the library when it was very differently configured.
Mhm.
And I had an experience of someone in the staff yelling at my children to be quiet. And I was like, whoa. And then Sandy was hired and I got on the, Sandy was hired and things changed almost immediately. That emphasis on customer service was instant. It was instant. And I felt it. I felt a huge change among the staff. And I think that staff member picked up that my children was no longer here for whatever reason. I don't know the situation there, but it was, and that was one of the reasons that I wanted to run, was because I really felt a huge change in the library. So that's why I brought it up. Yeah. All right. Okay, moving on. The president's report doesn't have one. Oh, let's go to the department heads reports. I always skip that. Does anybody have any comments or questions for our fabulous department heads? What's happening here? I do want to actually say, no, look at all this stuff that Ian wrote. Oh, there's a lot to do here. And Kathy. Oh. I have to say, Kathy, you helped me so much in preparing my remarks. So thank you so much for being my researcher.
Well, and I, as we do here, reached out to several staffers. There weren't too many who've been here longer than I have now, but I asked a few to dig into the recesses of their brain to come out with a few things.
So thank you. I'm excited about a lot of the new programs that have been announced. Programming. Okay. Are there any department heads that want to specifically say anything about what they've reported? I don't know the chance that we give Sandy to say anything. Anybody like, this cool thing happened and I didn't get to write it down? Anything like that?
I just want to thank everybody, being a new manager and having one staff member retire, one staff member damage her leg, and I think two people getting sick. The rest of the departments have really jumped in and it sort of helped keep everything moving for us. And it was, I'm still a little, you're still trying to get your feet and figure out your positions and stuff. And I never feel comfortable asking anybody, but I was so thankful for everyone who offered and took cards out, especially Paul. And Mary Kelly did a lot. It was awesome. It just makes you feel like, that I did pick the right place to come. So.
Thank you, Lori. Okay. Done. Next meeting is one that Sandy won't be at. It's on February 15th. It's our next regular board meeting. And there is a retirement luncheon. So if any board members are planning to come, please make sure you RSVP, Jackie. And so, treasurer, have anything for us?
Everything looks fine.
Looks fine. That's a beautiful thing. Every single one. All right, secretary.
Everything looks great.
Excellent. We didn't have any committee meetings this month. Trustee comments?
Just gonna miss you, Sandy.
I'll be like, what am I doing? It's the third Wednesday.
Netflix, that's what I'm doing.
Maybe I'll be watching.
Maybe you'll be watching my foot. There's Barbara trying to make the meeting go fast again. All right. Any items for information under discussion? No. And we took the closed session off. God, look what we did. One more month in a row. It's not really like this all the
This isn't
time.
gonna
I'm telling you,
last.
Jason, don't get used to it.
I
Really,
know.
don't get used to it. Could I have a final motion, please?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
The motion was made by Rick Warren, trustee Warren, and seconded by trustee Lazan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah.